Hi, everyone. I apologize for the aggressive tree cutting happening directly outside of my window right now. But like many others here, I can vividly remember the first time that I ever heard about semester in the city. It was my very first semester at UNH, and I was sitting in Merkland Hall waiting for my Intro to Wilderness class to start when I noticed a fellow student standing at the front of the lecture hall. She told us all about this amazing program where you get to live in Boston and intern at a company for a full semester's worth of credits. I remember thinking to myself, that sounds like such an amazing opportunity. Too bad I would never be able to fit it in my schedule. The idea that STEM majors couldn't afford to do a semester away from school was beaten into my mind from the moment that I decided I wanted to major in environmental science. So I didn't even think about the program again until the next year. I was sitting in my honors advisor's office as a sophomore, brainstorming what I could do to fulfill my high impact experiences graduation requirement. What about semester in the city? She asked. I told her that I thought that program sounded great, but I would never be able to do that and still graduate in 4 years. She wasn't as quick to give up on the idea as I was, so we sat down and mapped out the rest of my time at UNH. Turns out it could work, so I applied, and much to my surprise, I was actually accepted. As a student in a program that mainly focuses on the social sector, I constantly felt like I was at a disadvantage because I couldn't see the connection between our classes and my internship in the way that I felt other fellows could. When Marissa or Ashley asked us to think about how certain concepts were applicable to the work that we were doing at our internships, there were two words that came to my mind every time: it doesn't. After venting to my mentor about this disconnect, she encouraged me to attend a graduate student's presentation with her later that day. These two Northeastern students used our data to show how the implementation of green infrastructure in cities like Boston can lead to green gentrification. And they were sharing their findings with us to encourage CRWA to keep these impacts in mind when planning their next projects. It was as though a fog was lifted, and I felt myself regretting not even trying to look for a connection just because it wasn't blatantly written out in my host organization's mission statement. My bad habit of only looking at things at the surface level reminds me a lot of the Charles River in a way. Due to its slow moving nature, the Charles will always look brown. And somebody standing at the edge of that river will always look at that color and automatically assume that it's dirty. But it's not until you actually take a sample of water and send it to a lab to be analyzed that you begin to see the true health of the river. On the surface, semester in the city can seem like a waste of time for a STEM major like me. In reality, this program gave me real life experiences in a field I'm interested in, while also giving me a great advantage over other students pursuing similar degrees as mine by allowing me to put a social justice lens around these environmental issues. I was lucky enough to have mentors and advisors who helped push me to step outside of the box, but that won't always be the case. So I encourage you all to see through the dirty water in your lives and pursue the things that you're passionate about, because you'll never know where it'll lead until you dive in. Thank you.